Anxiety sucks. And experiencing anxiety for the first time at age 22 was a bit of a shocker to me, because in all of my whole entire life, I'm not 30. In all of my life, I have never experienced anxiety. Mind you, I've been worried. I've thought about stuff, yada, yada, yada. I felt a little unsure, but that was all short-term kind of stuff. This right here was long-term kind of things. Life is ghetto, but in fact, I don't have to be. And I've realized that. And as you can guess, my big brush with anxiety was, of course, the Fire Nation. Naturally, but all kidding aside, it was a job. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of us experience anxiety on the job. I'm sure you can attest. But at the time, I was 22, working a security job, doing a lot of interesting things at that time. Weirdly enough, the job itself didn't really give you job security. It's funny, right? But anyway, it all stemmed from a little tiny black book that one of the supervisors, managers, I don't know, floor managers, whatever, had in the specific office for the security guards. And every single day, I was the first person to arrive there. Every single day. I was on time, I was prompt, yada, 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 doing every single thing that I had to do as a good employee. But for the few months that I worked there, first month was fine. It was great. I was doing my little logging and doing my journaling and stuff like that. Real productive stuff during that fun little time, being 22 as a security guard at this plant. I guess I could disclose the location, but maybe in a future date I will do that. But anyway, first month went well. Second month was like, okay, all right, I'm not in the routine. I understand every single thing that I'm supposed to do. And then boom, this black book. Picture right now, it wasn't as big as it was, like a little tiny notebook anyway, but like it was a black book about yay big, about the size of my head. And every single day, the woman supervisor, we'll call her Sarah. Sarah always had an opinion, and naturally, as a customer, it's important to let people know the little finer details of things. And my God, was she very, very particular. I'm a Virgo, and that's saying something right there. She was very, very detailed oriented when it came to this little notebook. Now, it all of a sudden started with like, oh, can you also do this, do that, blah, 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 small little things. And then it ended up being complaints that inevitably made me feel some type of way, because I am a low-key perfectionist. I like to make sure I get things done in a certain way and make sure that I'm doing the best that I can to the best of my ability. My least is usually the greatest. My least is usually pretty like top tier when it comes to like other people. I would say that. I would definitely say that. But that little notebook always has something written in it every single day. I didn't know what in the world was going to be in that book the next day. In fact, that is what gave me horrible anxiety, because it was always something small. I thought I always covered every single base. I thought I dotted my I's and crossed my T's. See there? Thinking about it is giving me anxiety right now. But every single time that I clocked in, there that book was. And there was always something in the little thing. I can laugh about it now. It's fine. But for instance, one day that I got in and I was like 5 or 4 months into the job, just collecting my little paycheck, doing my little, what was it at the time, 6 hours? I think, was I full-time or part-time? Either or, whatever. I was doing my little thing, coming in, checking the door, seeing if everything's locked, seeing if all the bodies are secure. And lo and behold, in that book, it was, you forgot to wash the car. There was 2.3 centimeters of ash in the seat. In the floorboards. Could you also make sure to clean off the truck from top to bottom? Make sure you get inside the wheels. Make sure you get inside the little spokes of the wheel and make sure that they are clean, and make sure you leave the truck wet before you go. That was the first. Naturally, that whole entire situation escalated to the point where I was like, I don't give a damn about this job no more. It's a tiny check. Who's coming out here into the middle of nowhere, into the ash end of nowhere? Nobody was. That's the thing. Nobody was. And if anything actually ever happened out there, it was so minuscule and minor to the point where it was like, oh, here's a homeless person that's just out here just doing their thing, just living their life. Is it their best life? No, I can't say that, but they were living their life. just walking on through, stuff like that. And they were like, please make sure you get the next escalation was like, make sure you get the license plate tags of everybody that is on the parking lot. I thank you, bitch. It really made my gut sink every single time that I saw that. And the worry was long term. Every single day I got there, I got to the point where I stopped doing my job, the functions of my job. And I was like, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. 4 to 5 months later, that was like, yeah, we can't do this no more. I'm like, cool, I can't either. I already mentally clocked out like a few months ago. That was a whole entire year wasted. Don't become a security guard. Unless you just want like I don't know, the experience of, you know, doing something and getting paid for doing nothing, I guess. Your choice. I guess it also didn't help that I also beat my beat in front of the camera. You want to talk about that? Anyway, it was very interesting. Anyway, so I was there in the office, right? I was like, there's no one here at all, like whatsoever. I still can't believe I did this. It's so minuscule. People be doing like the most crazy things on X. I'm about to say Twitter, but anyway, I was just minding my business. You know, everyone was gone. I'm like looking around, flashlight here. Look. And just patrolling. Got done with doing. Mind you, this was like when I first really started, maybe like 3 to 4 months in. And I was just there in the office so much time. Had my phone in my pocket, you know? I was just like, I know they got a camera in here, but I really don't care. And one thing led to another. And right there in the office, I've known people to do much more worse things. Worse things on the job. I'm sure you know. I'm very sure you well know. But I was there sitting in that chair. The prop bag and you know, there we go. Yeah, they have it all on camera, and that didn't give me that did not give me you know, that didn't get me fired at all. In fact, the next day that happened, the woman, did we call her Sarah? Anyway, we can call her Sarah if I didn't call her Sarah. Anyway, Sarah was like, oh, would you like an apple and a banana? And then started rubbing my back and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, what is this weird bitch doing right here? Like, she need to bag back. I don't like you internally, spiritually. I don't like you. You are both broke in character, and I'm assuming also in spirit. Maybe not in pocket, but definitely one of the other two. That woman just gave me so much stress. And like, and the fact she was also married too. She was very much married. Had a kid. I think that she was actually from Saudi Arabia. I think. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, she's a God-fearing woman, and then tried to get after my bone. People can be very weird. I know what I did was weird, but like, who's watching the camera? Who rubbed me on my back? Who gave me that fruit? Who tried to be very suggestive? It wasn't me. I was like, oh, I didn't know that you saw that. I didn't know. I literally thought about it like about a few months ago when I was like, well, dang, that's the reason why she was acting so friendly that time. And I really thought nothing of it, honestly. I was like, what it is. And do I acknowledge that it happened? I do. I definitely do. I'm acknowledging it right now. Here, right here and right now. But like, yeah, that happened. That definitely happened. And the woman gave me no, what's what I'm looking for? No semblance of peace when I was there, along with that book. Again, anxiety is really crazy. It's crazy. This world is ghetto. Growing up is really ghetto. All that fun stuff. And yeah, if you got meat, beat it, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe not. Don't do it in public. I don't know, unless you're getting paid to do it. That's up to you. But anyway, yeah, that was my first time experiencing anxiety, and that was at age 22. Yeah. Again, have I had worries before? Oops. I've definitely had worries. I've definitely had that. But that little black book brought so much long-term anxiety that it did something to me. It really did. And but it also taught me a lesson. Only I can make myself feel that way. And she made me feel that way. And if you want to get out of situations like that, grow first and then leave. And if you can't force yourself to leave, then I guess make them make you leave. That's not a really good thing. But anyway, yeah, I thought I would share that right there. Anxiety for the first time at age 22. Yes. Many things are very can kind of be new to me here and there. But like anxiety, I don't like her, and she doesn't spend that much time around here anyway. So yeah, I thought I would share that with you. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you found some type of inspiration. If not, then that is what it is, and I can't help you. But in the meantime, stay hydrated, moisturize, all the good things. Kill mosquitoes, swat them. I don't know. Oh my gosh, there's a mosquito right there. But if I kill it on my wall, it'll leave a mark. But it's gonna bite me. It got away. Anyway, I take it up for your time. This chat has been wonderful. I'll talk to you later, okay? I got that time. All right, later.